because you all know who she is already. Winner of American Idol last year, which, oh my God, is so amazing. I mean, they really put you through the ringer on American Idol, so to win that competition is just, really speaks to your amazing talent. So,
But this is about to be worse.
So thank you for coming to play.
Yeah, thanks
today.
for having me. Thanks for coming out today.
Yeah. So Maddie has an album out called Whirlwind.
Yep.
And a single out right now.
Make you
so
miss.
sorry.
It's okay.
Make you
It's okay.
miss. Yes. Yes. So, which I'm sure she's going to perform for us today. So here's Maddie.
Okay, well, I'm going to sing a little cover first, if that's okay. I'm sitting at a railway station, got a ticket for my destination. On a tour of one-night stands, my suitcase and guitar in hand, and every stop is neatly planned for a poet and a one-man band. Homeward bound, I wish I was homeward bound, home where my thoughts escaping, home where my music's playing, home where my love lies waiting silently for me. Every day's an endless dream of cigarettes and magazines. But each town looks the same to me, the movies and the factories. And every stranger's face I see reminds me that I long to be homeward bound. I wish I was homeward bound, home where my thoughts escaping, home where my music's playing, home where my love lies waiting silently for me. And I'll play my songs again, I'll play the game and pretend. But all my words come back to me in shades of mediocrity, like emptiness and harmony. I need someone to comfort me. Homeward bound, I wish I was homeward bound, home where my thoughts escaping, home where my music's playing, home where my love lies waiting silently for me, silently for me. Thank you. I'm going to play a song from my album now. This is not the single, but it's still a fun one to play. Took a chance on you, no matter what you might put me through. Give love more than just a bad name. You wear trouble like a brand name. I took a chance on you, on you. Your past is a disaster. If you break me, I might shatter. What do I keep chasing after, chasing after, chasing after? You got more skeletons in a graveyard. You go around breaking these hearts into. You got more skeletons in a graveyard. So why am I falling so hard for you, for you, for you? chasing after, chasing after, chasing after. You got more skeletons in the graveyard. You go around breaking these hearts into. Ooh, you got more skeletons in the graveyard. So why am I falling so hard for you, for you, for you? Your past is a disaster. If you break me, I might shatter. What's inside you is what I'm after, what I'm after, what I'm after. You got more skeletons in the graveyard. You go around breaking these hearts into. You got more skeletons in the graveyard. And so why am I falling so hard for you, for you, for you? Ooh, you got more skeletons in the graveyard. You go around breaking these hearts into. Ooh, you got more skeletons in the graveyard. So why am I falling so hard for you, for you? Thank you. Sorry. Well, thank you guys for having me today. I'm going to play one more song for you. This is the song that we are out promoting right now. It's called Made You Miss, and it's off my album. It was actually the last song that we ever wrote or recorded for the album. It was really like a total last minute thing, and it ended up being, it's actually number 25 today. I checked this morning. So it's pretty cool how it came to life. But anyways, thank you for coming today. Thank you for having me. And this is Made You Miss. Don't hit me up past midnight, pretending you're just catching. No, should've known that. You had a chance, 6 months for a callback. You want it back. Don't blame yourself for trying, just blame yourself for missing. No, should've known that. You
are with American Idol 2018 winner Maddie Poppe. Now, Maddie, how long? You said you watched the show for a long time. What was the first season you started watching?
The first season that I vividly remember is when Taylor Hicks won. I think that was season 5. That season I remember watching all the way through. Yeah, I have so many favorites from that season.
Now, do you have any among the winners? Do you have any favorites besides Taylor?
I do. Taylor is awesome. We've tweeted back and forth a few times. I've never met him in person, but he seems like a really cool guy. But my favorite, I've got to say, is Kelly. I've met her, and she's so down to earth and so real, and very humble. She's everything that I strive to be. I want to be her, you know?
Yeah, she really is something else.
Yeah.
Now, when you went into it, having watched it, and you said you know how it works, did you go in really thinking, hey, I'm going to go in and win this thing? Or were you like, well, I get some exposure and this will be great? Like, what was your thought process?
No, that's one thing that when I went into it, I never expected to win. I never had it on my radar because, the music industry is tough, and especially in Iowa. I had auditioned for so many things and been told no so many times that I really didn't want to get my hopes up for this. And there were a lot of people who, from the get-go, went in with just winning on their mind, and then I'd see people get eliminated and just be, it was like just that much more devastating, because you really had just winning on your mind. And I went in I just kind of wanted to have fun. And, I didn't want there to be a ton of pressure. And so I think things come to you when you least expect them. That's what I've learned anyway.
And it's funny you talk about eliminations and some of them shocking. The one I always remind people of is Jennifer Hudson was eliminated 7th to last and won an Oscar and a Grammy.
Isn't that crazy? I think about that too. It's definitely not where you land for sure, which is, kind of scary. Even the winner sometimes, doesn't always, continue to pursue a music career and, continue to succeed. Chris Daughtry got 4th place, and he's huge success. So it is really encouraging, to know that it's just what you make of it.
Yeah, well, Kelly and Carrie Underwood have both done well after having won. So
Absolutely.
You're absolutely right. It's what you make of it. So as a viewer, did you ever have a year where you during the auditions you saw somebody and you were like, that's going to be the winner, and you were right about it?
You know what? I'm going to be honest. A lot of people say that they've done that year after year. I don't really believe it. I mean, maybe people have a favorite, but you really can't. I've never been able to call the winner. I don't know. Maybe other people are better at that, but people grow so much. People change so much during that show, and sometimes even change their style throughout the show. So, no, I've never been able to call the winner.
Okay, so because I've been covering Idol for a long time, so I sort of watch it with a critical eye. And I've had some years where I couldn't have even come anywhere near close.
Yeah.
And other years where I was like, okay, that's the winner. I had a couple where I was
Really?
right, including yours.
Really?
Well, first of all, you hit me right where it hurts with Kermit the Frog. Okay, so, what made you pick that song?
I basically, a lot of the reasons for my song choice on that show is it's not always about, honestly, it's rarely about, oh, this song fits my voice and this is what I love. Because if I was just doing that, I would have sang Sarah Bareilles songs every single week. I would have just sang singer-songwriter coffee shop stuff every week. But I knew, that's not my audience. My audience on this show is, like middle America, I guess. It's so I did stuff like Simon and Garfunkel, which I love. But same thing with like Kermit the Frog. I wanted to do something unique. Same reason why I did Walk Like an Egyptian. Didn't sound great on my voice, but I was like, I want to do something unique, something that stands out. And I think, and that's why I did If It Makes You Happy too, because I thought I need to bring out an electric guitar, do something different. I need to play the piano, show people that you're, versatile. I'm an
You're
idiot.
close.
How do you say it?
But it's either versatile, versatile.
Yeah, people say it different.
Depends
so
on if you're in England or the U.S.
Yeah.
It all
Okay.
depends. It doesn't matter.
Well,
we know what you're
just,
saying. That's all that
thanks,
matters.
guys.
No problem. So I'm skipping ahead to the end, but once you got down there, what was it like to get to perform with Kermit? Because I was jealous.
Oh my gosh. See, people online were like, that's so rude. They'd put her with a puppet. Everyone else got real life celebrities. Let me just say, Kermit the Frog, I was told, was the most expensive celebrity to get for celebrity duet. So that was like really cool. But also, Kermit the Frog was the coolest. Like, it was just fun. There was no pressure. It was after voting was done. So it was like, I just have to sing this song and have fun. And it was the most fun moment on the show for me. It was just, I just remember being just pure happiness. It was so fun.
As were all of us when we watched it, for sure. So when you got there, what was different than what you expected as a viewer?
I really thought that they were going to try and take a lot of control. I thought they were going to tell me what to wear, what to sing, how to act, what genre to do. I really thought that is what they did, but that was so wrong. Because I thought, this is a huge TV platform. Obviously, they're going to want to take control and make it perfect. But that was the exact opposite. They never told me what song to sing. They never told me what to wear or anything. I got to pick everything. And I think that goes to show why they make so many, why they keep popping out Carrie Underwood, Kelly Clarkson, Chris Daughtry, because they let these people be themselves on the show. And, if you were packaging something together and then just after the show's done, this person, how do you expect them to keep up with that? That wasn't them the whole time, and so the fact that they let people be themselves, I think, is a really big part of why that show is such a success.
Is it more of a grind than you expected?
Yes and no, because, it didn't really feel like a grind too often. Looking back, I can only remember the good parts. That's always how it is, right? When you look back at, like, a relationship, anything, it's always, I can only remember how, all the great parts. But I had so much fun. It was like summer camp. I made so many good friends who are lifelong friends, I feel, and I still hang out with them and talk with them all the time. And so, yeah, occasionally you have to wake up early. They were very long days. I remember getting sick, too, after Hollywood Week, and they had to just put me in my own room, and I had to stay there for, like, 3 days. And I remember being extremely sick. I went to the ER one time because I was so sick after Hollywood Week, and also, went to the ENT, like that part, it was very, like, it was nerve-wracking to try and stay healthy that whole time, but, there were long days, long nights, but it was all so worth it. It was all so much fun.
Okay, so you mentioned Hollywood Week, so I have to ask you about that specifically.
Yeah.
You said you got sick, but generally, what was that experience like for you? Because it looks brutal.
It is absolutely brutal, because you're just a number at that point. Don't get me wrong, like, American Idol, cares about their contestants, but at that point, there's 200 people. So you're just a number. Nobody knows. It's not like, when you get to the top 14, it's like, okay, you've made it this far, but Hollywood Week, and I think they try to be extra hard on you just because only it's survival of the fittest. And so it's such late nights, and on top of it, we were staying in a haunted hotel, the Hotel Roosevelt.
Oh, I know it well.
So scary. So we couldn't sleep.
See the ghost?
No, but I don't want to. I couldn't sleep because I was like, this place is haunted. But yeah, it's Hollywood Week is crazy. Group rounds are nuts. It really is. It was really hard. I couldn't do it again. I would never want to go through that again. It was so nerve-wracking, and after Hollywood Week, it got a lot easier.
Well, you mentioned, part of it is relationship building, and, we have a couple of locals who have made it into the top 10 in the previous years, like Stefano and Blake Lewis, of course, with the beatboxing, who we love around here.
Yeah, I love that too.
But in your case, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask. There's one sort of special relationship you developed over the course of time. You don't have to get too personal, but how's Kayla?
Oh, I thought you were going to ask about me and Katie Turner's friendship.
Well, I love her too, so you can talk about that if you want.
Yeah, I know I should be plugging myself, but she just released an EP last night, which is really exciting for her. And Caleb's releasing an EP June 28th. So, anyways, we're doing great. He's living in Nashville. You know, of course, long distance is tough, but we're both so busy that it makes the time fly, and it's going to be so worth it. I can't wait until the day that we don't have to go weeks without seeing each other, but. So that, of course, is hard, but it's so worth it because, we really trust each other and we're best friends. So it's still going great.
That's fantastic. Well,
Man, I'm like, I get asked about him in every interview. Imagine if we broke up. What would I say in every interview? Yeah, sorry, it didn't work out.
Well, yeah, I mean, that happened. What are you going to do?
What do I say?
It is
Also, my entire album is pretty much about him, so we got to make it work, right?
Exactly. Well, we'll talk about that in just a second because I want to get to your album, but I got to ask you one more idle question, and that is what it's like when you and your man are competing against each other in the finale.
You know what? It didn't even feel like a competition. When it came down to me and him, we went on commercial break and we went back there and there's a quick change area and there was a curtain between us and I just remember I was just standing there and all these people are dressing you and putting your shoes on for you and you just have to stand there. And I remember just like, I couldn't stop smiling and I was like, Caleb, can you believe this? And he was yelling back and he's like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. And he's like, he was like, I want you to win it. And I was like, I want me to win it too. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. But I remember we were just talking back and forth, and after that, it didn't even seem like competition because I was just like, if he wins, I'll be so happy for him. And, I mean, he felt the same, and I really didn't care at that point. Don't get me wrong, like, I'm so happy I won, but at that point, it was like everything we had ever dreamed of happening. We'd always talked about that. How cool would it be if we were the top two? But what are the odds of that happening? That's never going to happen, And then when it happened, it was just like, whoever wins, we both win.
Yeah, true. And it's great. You both are going to do great, I'm sure. So it's funny before we started, you had mentioned that every interviewer makes some terrible cliche about your album title, Whirlwind. And as I was sort of mentally preparing myself this morning, I kept saying to myself, you are not going to do one of those stupid cliches. Don't do it. So, Whirlwind, that's the album.
Yes, it is.
Tell us about it. What should we look for? What should we listen for?
Well, I mean, I titled it Whirlwind for obvious reasons. The genres are all over the place. There's so many songwriters and producers on there. It was put together so quickly in my life this past year. So I thought, when you call out the obvious, then I feel like no one, when you like acknowledge the weird or whatever, then people can't like make a joke about it. You know what I mean? So I wanted to let people know, hey, I know this is like, the genres aren't, there's all kinds of different stuff on here, but that's what I wanted to do. And I mean, it was so much fun to make, we really started working on it in January and it had to be completed by February 20th. So it was like a month and a half and yeah, I mean, it was so much fun though. I met so many people and I honestly can't believe some of the people I got to be in the same room with. It was just like, I had to pinch myself sometimes and just kind of act cool and pretend I knew what I was doing.
How'd they settle on Made You Miss for the single?
So it was my last day writing in LA and it was with some of my favorite people. And I walked in the room and I was flying out the next day, so I'm thinking, how are we going to write a song and record this and finish it up in one day? Well, I walked in and I was thinking, what should we write about today? And he, for some reason, Johan Carlson, his name is, he's the producer on it. He started singing it and he was talking to, the other writers in the room. And he said, you remember that? Made you miss me, made you miss me. And he was singing it like that. And he was like, should we try your voice on that? And he said, and then he played the song for me. And I loved it right away. But honestly, at first I was like, I'm afraid, that people are going to be scared of, the huge production is not super like me, and it had kind of a rock vibe, and I was a little afraid of that, but I tried my voice on it, and this song had been sitting around for a while. They hadn't had anybody really cut it, and so they kind of took the rock down in it, and added a guitar actually on an iPhone. They recorded the guitar on an iPhone and put it in just temporarily, just to see, what will this sound like? And then it sounded so good that they kept it in the final version. So the guitar is recorded on an iPhone, which is really cool. But yeah, I just remember, in the studio singing that song, and that super high note. One thing I'll say about these guys, like, I love working with them, but they push me to my limits. I wrote also Not Losing You with them, and there's a super high note in there, and I kept saying, I can't hit this, I can't hit this. I can't hit this note and Made You Miss. And he's like, yes, you can, push it. Come on, sing this song, and they pushed me to my limits and make me reach notes I never thought that I could. So I love working with them. They always, and then, that night he sent the song back, and it was, I really liked it right away, and the label really liked it right away. And we had actually had Skeletons was going to be the third single, and they said, we have to do something with Made You Miss. So they put Made You Miss as the third single, and now it's number 25 on the charts, so it's pretty crazy. Yeah.
Well, and just, you played both of those songs for us today. I mean, they're perfect examples of, you have such great control and such a huge range.
Thank you.
And so, I mean, it's, now they're yours.
Yeah, that's, it's pretty cool. It's, it's an honor to be, to just be able to have those songs. They could have pitched those to anybody, so pretty cool.
That's fantastic. Yeah. American Idol winner Maddie Poppe, new album Whirlwind is out, and a tour coming soon?
I hope so. We'll see.
Okay. No, we'll keep an eye out for dates. All right. Thanks, Maddie. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Poppe.
Yep.
Okay. Maddie, tell us about your new album, Whirlwind.
I'm really excited about it. It just came out, and I named it Whirlwind because it was kind of a whirlwind making it. I'm sure there's like over 100 producers, songwriters, musicians on it, and so, it was just like, it happened so quickly, and, I kind of had to get this album together so quick, and honestly, there's a lot of different genres on the album, but that's what I wanted to do, and so it's kind of a whirlwind. Plus my life this past year, every interviewer always says, Maddie, I bet your life has been such a whirlwind.
Well, you did win American Idol. That's kind of a huge deal in 2018. I just looked at that clip, and I looked at your face when they announced your name. What was going through your head?
Oh man, I remember thinking, okay, well, I gotta say, I saw the card with my name on it before he announced it. But I guess it was like this big. I was like, how can I not see that? But anyways, when he really like announced my name, when it happened, I was just kind of, I like couldn't believe it. I guess I kind of had a flashback of every hard time on the show, and every time I thought I couldn't do it, or, anytime I heard no, and it was just kind of like, man, I can't believe I did this.
Well, you certainly heard yes that night.
Yeah.
And then you invited everyone up to sing with you.
Yeah. Oh, well, I watch American Idol every year. I know how it works. I know the cast comes up and they sing, But at the moment, I had no idea, and someone came behind me, and everyone gave me a hug. And when I felt all those people, I let out like a yelp, and I think you can hear it in the clip. But I was just, it was such an awesome moment. Also, I couldn't sing because I was crying, so I was just passing the mic around. So
Okay, let's talk about Made You Miss.
Yeah.
Amazing video. How fun was that song to write?
You know what? I'm going to be honest. I can't take a ton of credit for the writing because I had walked in my last day in LA and, really hoped we could write something awesome. And they had already kind of had this song together. And so I did help, write the bridge, but I can't take credit for writing that song. I did help with the bridge, but, they wrote an amazing song.
Well, that song's doing really well. And where is it on the charts as of today?
It is number 25 right now. We're officially in the top 25.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, I read that music's always been in your life because your dad was in a band, but you didn't actually start taking it seriously until you're, what, 15?
Yeah. Oh, you dug deep. Yeah. I got a guitar. I think all kids want to be, a singer and want a guitar when they're young. I mean, I feel like that's pretty common. And so, I wanted a guitar. And my dad and, my mom and dad bought me a guitar for my birthday. I was in 3rd grade or something. Picked it up for a day and was like, this is too hard. I can't do this. And I put it down. It was in the closet for, years. And then one day, I don't know what clicked, but I was like, I want to learn The House That Built Me by Miranda Lambert. So I picked up the guitar and I got online and I learned every other song except that song. And I still don't really know how to play that song, but that was when I was 14 or 15. Yeah.
That's amazing. And since then, though, you play a lot of instruments in addition to the guitar.
Yeah, I do play piano and I play, I play ukulele, which I don't like always count that.
That's an instrument.
But it's pretty easy, so I can't really
Come on,
say
that's an instrument.
I'm a master at the ukulele, but I'm still trying to, I plucked around on the banjo a little bit, but I'm not. Guitar and piano are my main instruments.
Okay, so this year has been crazy for you, and you're all over the place. You're doing so great. What's coming up in your near future?
Well, something really exciting. I guess I can't even tell you.
Oh,
what
come
it
on. You
is.
can give us a hint.
A tour this summer. Not totally locked down yet, but very close. And I'm excited to just announce, different shows I'll be playing this summer, different shows I'll be playing in the fall. Things change every day. The music industry is so crazy, and so yeah. I'm sure next week I'll have other news that I didn't even know about a week ago.
Well, we always want you to come back to Seattle. So
Yeah.
congratulations and thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having me.